Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating research topic that's shaping the future of transportation: ethical challenges and decision-making algorithms in self-driving cars. Importance of the research topic. Self-driving cars are no longer just a concept from science fiction. They're becoming a reality, promising safer roads and more efficient travel. But with this technological advancement comes a host of ethical dilemmas. Imagine a self-driving car facing a situation where it must choose between swerving to avoid pedestrians and risking the lives of its passengers. This is the kind of complex scenario that researchers are tackling head-on. Real-world examples. Just a few years ago, Uber's self-driving car struck and killed a pedestrian during testing. These incidents highlight the need for comprehensive research into how self-driving cars should handle such life-threatening situations. Chapter 1, Introduction. Chapter 1 of the research focuses on introducing the core problem, which is the lack of standardized ethical guidelines and decision-making algorithms for self-driving cars facing life-threatening situations. This chapter establishes the research significance by emphasizing its contribution to filling this critical gap and presents research questions, objectives, and rationale that guide the study's direction. Research problem. In the introduction chapter of your research, you'll start by defining the research problem. For instance, a research problem could be the lack of standardized ethical guidelines and decision-making algorithms for self-driving cars operating in life-threatening scenarios. Research significance. Next, explain why your research is significant. For example, this study addresses a critical gap in current research by providing insights into the development of ethical decision-making algorithms that prioritize human safety and well-being in self-driving cars. Research questions. Here are 3 sample research questions to guide your study. How can AI-driven self-driving cars be programmed to make ethical decisions in life-threatening situations? What are the potential societal impacts of adopting specific decision-making algorithms in self-driving cars? How do cultural and regional differences influence the ethical considerations for self-driving car algorithms? Research objectives. Craft 3 research objectives, such as to analyze existing ethical frameworks and decision-making models applicable to self-driving cars. To assess public perceptions and concerns regarding the ethical implications of self-driving car algorithms. To develop and validate an ethical decision-making algorithm for self-driving cars that minimizes harm and ensures passenger safety. Research rationale. Finally, discuss the rationale behind your research. For example, the increasing integration of self-driving cars into our society requires a thorough understanding of the ethical challenges they present. By addressing these challenges, we can pave the way for safer and more responsible autonomous transportation. Chapter 2, Literature Review. Moving on to the Literature Review chapter, this is where you'll explore existing research on your topic. Subtopics to cover include: Chapter 2, The Literature Review, critically examines existing research related to ethical challenges and decision-making algorithms in self-driving cars. It explores subtopics including ethical considerations in AI, decision-making models, societal influences, and public perceptions, while also identifying gaps in the current body of knowledge. Ethical considerations in AI and autonomous systems. Decision-making models in self-driving cars. Societal and cultural factors influencing ethical algorithms. Public perception and trust in self-driving cars. Theories and models. In your literature review, you can adopt theories like the trolley problem and virtue ethics. The trolley problem explores the ethical dilemma of sacrificing one life to save many, while virtue ethics focuses on developing moral character. These theories can guide the development of decision-making algorithms. Literature gap. Identifying a literature gap involves recognizing areas where existing research falls short. For instance, despite numerous studies on ethical algorithms, few address the cultural nuances that influence these decisions. This gap highlights the need for research that considers these factors. Chapter 3, Methodology. Chapter 3, The Methodology, outlines the research framework, philosophy, approach, and strategy, along with ethical considerations and limitations. It recommends a conceptual framework with independent variables influencing the dependent variable, suggests a pragmatist philosophy, mixed methods approach, and longitudinal research choice, and addresses ethical concerns and research boundaries. Conceptual framework. For your research, consider a conceptual framework with 3 independent variables: safety priority, passenger comfort, and societal impact, influencing the dependent variable, ethical decision-making algorithm. Research philosophy. Given the complexity of this research, a pragmatist research philosophy is recommended. This philosophy allows for a balance between theoretical insights and practical applications. Research approach. Choose an inductive research approach, as it involves generating theories from specific observations. This aligns well with understanding the complexities of ethical algorithms in real-world contexts. Research strategy. Opt for a mixed methods research strategy, combining qualitative interviews to understand public perceptions with quantitative surveys to analyze preferences and priorities. Research choice. A longitudinal research choice would be suitable, as it allows you to track the evolution of ethical algorithms over time as technology and society change. Data analysis method. Considering the nature of the topic, a mixed methods approach is appropriate. Quantitative data from surveys can be analyzed using statistical techniques, while qualitative data from interviews can undergo thematic analysis. Ethical considerations. When conducting research involving public perception, obtaining informed consent and ensuring participant anonymity are crucial. For example, in interviewing individuals about their views on self-driving car algorithms, it's essential to protect their privacy. Limitations and delimitations. Acknowledge the limitations and delimitations of your research. A limitation might be the potential bias in survey responses, while a delimitation could be focusing solely on urban environments due to time and resource constraints. Chapter 4, Data Analysis. Chapter 4, the data analysis, involves the quantitative analysis of survey responses to understand preferences between safety and passenger comfort, and the qualitative analysis of interview data to uncover common concerns and values related to self-driving car ethics. This chapter interprets the findings in relation to the research questions, paving the way for conclusions and recommendations in subsequent chapters. Quantitative analysis. In the data analysis chapter, if you're conducting quantitative analysis, consider using descriptive statistics to summarize survey responses. For instance, you might analyze a sample size of 500 participants and present their preferences on safety versus passenger comfort. Qualitative analysis. For qualitative analysis, thematic coding can help identify recurring themes in interview responses. With a sample size of 30 interviews, you could uncover common concerns and values related to self-driving car ethics. Chapter 5, Conclusion. Now, let's wrap it up with the conclusion chapter. Here, you will summarize your findings, restate your research questions, and discuss their implications for the future of self-driving cars and ethical decision-making. Chapter 6, Recommendations. In your recommendations chapter, suggest adopting a standardized ethical framework for self-driving cars, collaborating with ethicists and psychologists to develop holistic algorithms, and establishing an international regulatory body to oversee algorithm deployment. Future research. As you look to the future, consider researching the integration of AI and real-time data to enhance ethical decision-making in self-driving cars. Exploring the implications of self-driving cars in rural areas or examining cross-cultural variations in ethical algorithms could also yield valuable insights. For access to a preliminary version of the research topic, please follow the hyperlink provided in the description. And there you have it, a comprehensive guide to exploring ethical challenges and decision-making algorithms in self-driving cars. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more exciting research topics. Until next time, drive safe and stay curious.